can go find this file, right? And that's my disk image, right? Man, this house music is annoying, isn't it? Let's switch over to something different. Okay. And so this is my file. And let's just turn the music off entirely, okay? So if I pop open VirtualBox, right? VirtualBox, right? It takes a minute for it to launch. But once it does, there it comes up. Okay. And as you can see, there's no virtual machine, so what I can go is to the top. Unfortunately, this is off. I can go to File, Import Appliance. Okay. So that is here. Fortunately, we cannot see that because we're on a Mac, and as you know, these controls are at the top of the Mac. So if you hit Apple I, that's what you get, though. Or something else in Windows. And I can choose, if I go to my Downloads folder, let's see here, where are we? Documents, go to my Home folder, go to Downloads, and as you can see, this guy lights up. So I've got an open virtual appliance, Connjur VM, which is the first version of it, right? And I can go ahead and hit open, and then down here I can click continue. Alright, and it's going to take a look and it's going to say okay, it's going to look at my settings, it's going to put it in this folder over here, my VirtualBox VMs folder. That's kind of important because if anything gets corrupted, you know, it's nice to know about that. It's going to give it 760 megs of RAM, which is plenty. But it's always nice to give it more later, but I'll show you how we could do that later at another time. And so whatever, it looks cool, and I'm just going to hit done, right? And now what's happening is it's importing the virtual disk image, so that's going to take a minute. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, so now as you can see, it sees my little VM, right? So that's cool. And once I have this little VirtualBox set up, I can go into settings, and I can go into advanced, and I can toggle all the different stupid little, you know, whatever, more memory, less memory. You know, let's say I really want to do some, you know, some hardcore, like some serious, you know, get down to business and make some things happen, you know. I can increase my memory. Boot order is an important one. Hard disk is, of course, what you want to boot from. You don't want to boot from some kind of virtual floppy disk or something like that, etc. So I guess you get the idea. You can give it 2 CPUs or 1 CPU, and you can do shared folders. Of course, you can add folders here by simply clicking this button and selecting a folder that you want to be available. Okay, and then once that shared folder is available, both VirtualBox and your native file system will be able to read and write to it, right? And so, for example, maybe I would want to, let's say, give it access to my pair folder. I don't know, you know, then I could add it. And I could say whether it's a read-only file or whether I want it to be available every time as soon as I log in, etc., etc., etc. So there's a lot of nice little options here. I'm going to cancel out of there because I don't care about shared folders. I just care about showing you guys how to use this thing. to run the toolkit and to run Connjur. So it's gonna just give me a little warning, nothing important, just it's just about the mouse. And as you can see, Fedora is now loading up in the bottom here. And so one of the reasons that we chose Fedora was because it happens to be very, very open in terms of licensing and redistribution, and also it tends to be the favorite in the NMR community, at least at the health center. But this could be done with other virtual machines as well. So it got a big screen. It's just popped up, and I'll be back in 1 second because my dog's barking. Lolly, no. Calm down. Come on. Okay, I'm back, and as you can see, we are here now. And what we can do... No, Lolly. No. Sorry about that, guys. I can double-click on Fedora, and the password is reverse, okay? R-E-V-E-R-S-E. And once I click on... There we go. That's nice, isn't it? Okay. So now I can log in. And the way that the Connjur VM is structured is that when you launch it, you see the Connjur logo, the beautiful Connjur logo, because we wouldn't want you to forget about us, would we? And let me see if I can open... No, I can't slide this on. Anyways, so as you can see, I'm just dragging the window around so you guys can see that this really is an actual virtual operating system that's running here. I can do everything that I would normally do in a regular operating system. And the particularly nice special sort of feature here is if I could find a damn terminal. There it is. If I find a terminal, the way that the Connjur VM is set up is if you go to /, okay, and you go to user, okay, and you go to local, then there is an NMR directory, okay, and that's where the Connjur file, and that's on the path. So the way that this works is all the NMR programs go in the NMR directory. So if I go to NMR, you'll see all of the toolkit programs, which is the first version of the Connjur VM, is sort of basically a virtualized environment for running the toolkit. Anyway, so that's that. And when I go to my home directory, the long-term plan is to synchronize that NMR directory using a tool like Puppet. But once I go to my home directory, right, I can look at some test data sets if I want to. CD, right? And as you can see, there's all these different files in here. And I could change, for example, to 2D linear FT. Well, let's do something a little more interesting. Let's go to, say, 3D linear MSA 2D. Let me move this down so you guys can see it. All right. .fit ls. Okay. And once I'm here, as you can see, there's some scripts. Now, these were all made by Mark Masiejewski at the Yukon Health Center for the Nanook Boot Camp in 2007. And these demonstrate the toolkit. And so I could run, now the test.com script, right? And as you can see, the Roland toolkit is running inside of my virtual environment now. And it's processing data just as it would in any other environment. And as you can see, the performance is reasonable. It's getting through every FID. For those of you that have ever used the toolkit, at a pretty reasonable pace here. And so that concludes my demonstration of the first version of the Connjur VM, and soon enough we're planning on adding some other programs as well. Certainly all the Connjur software, and in time, if the NMR community is able to cooperate with us in terms of licensing, etc., and is interested, we would also be willing to distribute other programs that, as you know, can be difficult or unwieldy to install via this same virtual machine. So that's that.